Welcome back. It's Motherland, and I'm here for the Sagittarius Capricorn full moon energy. I hope all is well with everyone, and let's get into this. So, we just recently experienced the Sagittarius Capricorn full moon energy, and the sun is now in Cancer. So, when I think about the sun in Cancer, I think about mother, matriarch energy, family, nurturing, emotions. Those are just some of the characteristics that just come to mind right off the bat. What I think of Cancer in like Cancer energy. And so some of the characteristics of Cancer energy, the light side could be feeling, sympathetic, comforting, nostalgic, protective, intuitive, birthing, nocturnal, caring, receptive, sentimental, family oriented. And so some of those are the light perspectives of Cancer. The darker side of Cancer can be moody and defensive and introverted if not balanced. So those characteristics there, I feel like with the sun being in Cancer are going to be highlighted, for us. So this sun is going to it's going to shine a light on how you're nurturing yourself, others, and anything else. People, places, things, and perspectives. So are you overgiving or are you not giving enough? Do you have a good balance of how you are nurturing people, places, things, yourself, and perspectives? That's what I feel like the sun in Cancer is really highlighting. So, with the Sagittarius and Capricorn full moon, I feel like this energy is a recipe for setting up, building your foundation. So with the Sagittarius energy where it's the risk taker, philosophical, independent, generous, honest, kind of it's boundless, ethical, enthusiastic. It's just like that's a great recipe for having this fire underneath you to get excited, to know and have that confidence that you are building the life that you want, that you deserve, that you are seeking to have. So with the Capricorn energy, we have this authoritative energy where I'm taking charge of my life and I'm going to build it the way that I see fit for myself, and for my family with that sun in Cancer. So we have ambitious, realistic, wise, traditional, accomplished, competent, prepared, down to earth, disciplined. So I feel like with that Capricorn energy, it's just a recipe also to add, to set the building blocks for your foundation. So with Sagittarius and Capricorn together, it's that fire underneath you. And Capricorn energy, I got this discipline, I got the wisdom to build the life that I truly deserve and that I truly want. And so with the sun in Cancer, it's like, hey, in order to build that life that you deserve, how are you treating yourself and the other people that are going to be a part of it? Is there balance in that? And that sun is going to highlight where, hey, you're doing it. Okay, you're going to start seeing results and these things are going to be there. They're going to show up, the building blocks is going to come together. And then that sun is going to show you, hey, there's some weaknesses here. Let's tighten up on that. Let's get more discipline with that Capricorn energy. And that Sag energy is like, yeah, let's take the action to get more discipline so that the foundation can, it won't crumble. With this energy, I've been feeling new foundations, new lives. So I feel like it's out with the old, in with the new. Hard work paying off, manifestations coming to pass. Um, this energy is really asking, have you learned from the old foundation? Have you learned from the past? So again, taking that wisdom that you learned from the past and applying that to now, how you are building this new foundation. Have you learned how nurturing has been for you? Have you learned in the past what nurturing, what that's done for you? Have you done that properly, or do you need to tighten up in order to have this strong foundation that you are seeking to build? Taking what you've learned and implementing it into the new. Taking risk, stepping out of your comfort zone. Trusting yourself, spirit, your higher power, whomever you believe in, and others to create and build the new foundation. So that goes hand in hand with the family oriented energy, nurturing energy. In order to have others to be a part of it, in order to really have yourself and spirit, your higher power to come in, you have to nurture those, and you have to nurture yourself. You have to engage with your higher self, whatever the higher power is for you, having that relationship and with others properly in order to build a strong foundation. Balance, structure, new traditions are now being in place from learning from the past. Careers are being affected. Learning new information and adding it to a career you're already in, or going into a brand new career. Some for some of you, it could be finding out, going back to old passions that you had, and now because you have a different perspective, adding that different perspective, that new perspective into something old that you were doing in the past, but now you're more polished, you're more seasoned, and now you can go after that and accomplish that. Breaking cycles, curses, breakthroughs, mental clarity, mental breakthroughs. And a song that kept coming up to me throughout this energy was Fred Hammond, Blessings. So check that out. So yeah, that was the energy that I was picking up for the Sagittarius full moon energy and the sun in Cancer. So now let's pull some cards and see what the energies are guiding us. Okay. So the first card out is acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. This card right here, I think that this is a big highlight right now because a lot of things that happened in the past, what we were talking about, past foundations, past things, we couldn't change that. But the more accepting that we are, that we couldn't change the old foundation, the old things, the more open we are to actually being more receptive and more open to creating a new foundation, going into the future, having that confidence to build in the future, building a new foundation, a complete new foundation, but learning from the old by accepting accepting the past and what it is and what happened, and just accepting things for what it is. So I feel like with acceptance, it brings more peace and it gives you more focus to to really accomplish things in the future. The next card is loneliness. I know that I am never alone. So with this card, I always get a community vibe. It's like you're never alone because you have yourself, you have your connection with your higher self, spirit, whomever you believe in, your connection with that, and then also with people. You have support here. Support is either you have a current support going on, and it's just like like, hey, you have current support around you. Take that current support you have and build that new foundation. Don't reflect on what's happened in the past. Or, it's community is coming towards you. It's happening. And that loneliness feeling won't be here for too long because you've been doing the work. By accepting the past, you can be open to receive, community and being able to build with community. If you tried to build with community in the past and it wasn't really helping, well, I'm sure the wisdom that you have learned thus far on empathy and nurturing now is going to help you be able to really build a solid foundation when it comes to community, when it comes to your connection with spirit, with yourself. It's just going to keep getting, a bond is just going to keep getting stronger, which is a strong recipe for having a strong foundation. Trust is the next card. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So that just kind of goes back to your trust within your higher self, with spirit, whomever you believe in. Trusting yourself, trusting the messages that you're receiving, that you'll be able to build that community that you're looking for, that you are seeking. You're building. It's just, to me, it's trusting on building stronger relationships, whether that is with spirit or with others, so that you can have that strong foundation moving forward, so that your foundation is going to be a lot stronger than it was in the past. So in the past, it could have been a little shaky because there needed to be more, I feel like more wisdom that had more knowledge, more wisdom that needed to be in place in order to have a stronger foundation. So the next card is freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. This is all about manifestation. This is having the free will to trust what you're being guided towards in this new, and accepting what's happened in the past. Using your free will here to create the strong foundation that you are seeking, to really indulge in the new energy that you have manifested. The new is here. So you having the free will to do, to do what you please. Using that wisdom, trusting, in order to create that strong foundation that you're seeking. So the next card is guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So I feel like this is still I feel like this is still going on. It's releasing, I feel like, the past. It's accepting what's happened in the past and releasing some of those beliefs that still linger. So still having to work through some old perspectives, and just taking your time, doing the work that's necessary to release yourself, using your free will to release yourself. So for some of you, it could be, you don't have many people around with this loneliness card, you know what I mean? And it could be bringing some type of guilt to you. But there's a belief, there's something that you're working through that's helping you free yourself from that, because that's the old foundation. Now because you do have a different perspective, or you're working through that perspective, you're being presented with new energy to create something new where you're gonna have that community, around you. So the next card is worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And that's so true. Worrying does not help anything. It keeps you in the past. It keeps you stuck. So for some of you, it could be some fear, a bit of fear showing up about the new energy that's coming in. You have nothing to fear. The more that you go after what's being presented to you, the more you're going to, be able to get past the guilt, get past those old beliefs, and move forward. The last card is surrender. I can release my need to control. So I feel like these two cards kind of go hand in hand. It's like surrendering the worry, surrendering the control. So there could be just this energy of like, I don't know what's coming towards me. I don't know if I should trust these people. I don't know if I should trust the messages that I'm receiving, because in the past it's been like this. But if you keep going back to the past, to those old beliefs, you're never going to be able to build a new foundation. So, that's a great reading. It's like, hey, do not stay stuck in the past. Learn, stay vigilant when it comes to when those old thoughts come back up. Even when old scenarios can come back up. It's like, hey, use that wisdom in moving forward, because I do believe that the past will test you as you're building this new foundation. Even people from the past will come back. Old thoughts will come, old scenarios that you've already been through. But if you use the wisdom that you have, use the discipline that you have in that wisdom, you'll be able to get past those things and continue to keep building your new foundation. So I think that was a great reading. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Let's see. Hold on. I think I got one more. I'm gonna pull one more card from this deck I have. Oh, wow. Acceptance. So acceptance has been out here twice. This is a big deal, okay? Acceptance. So let's read what acceptance is in this deck here. Everything happens for a reason, even though the reasons may often seem unclear to us. Trust in the universe and accept all in your life as it unfolds. Live fully within each moment in the knowing that all is love. Open your heart and accept God's love. You are loved more than you will ever consciously know. So with this card out right here, it's about being open. It's about accepting the gifts that are for you. All the hard work you put in, it's time to reap the benefits. And so I feel like not allowing the past to get in the way of what is coming for you. Being open, accepting what's happened in the past, and be open to what's coming for you, because what's for you is your heart's desire. So that's beautiful. I love that. Well, I think that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate your time, and I thank y'all for checking out the video. I'll see you for the next one. Take care.